Before we even talk about planets, we got to talk about the main character, the sun. Because without it, there is no solar system, no planets, no Earth, no you watching this video right now. Just cold space and silence. And here's the crazy part. The sun holds about 99.8% of all the mass in the entire solar system. That means everything else, all 8 planets, moons, asteroids, is basically just leftovers. Now, what even is the sun? It's not fire like you might think. It's actually a giant ball of plasma. And at its core, something wild is happening: nuclear fusion. Basically, hydrogen atoms are getting smashed together so hard they turn into helium and release insane amounts of energy. That energy is what gives us light and heat. And yeah, it's hot, like really hot. The surface is around 5,500 degrees Celsius. That's already enough to melt pretty much anything. But the core? That hits around 15 million degrees. So yeah, not a place you want to visit. Now here's something that feels fake but isn't. The sunlight you see right now? It actually left the sun about 8 minutes ago. So technically, you're always looking at the past. Also, the sun's gravity is what keeps everything in place. Every planet is basically trapped in its orbit because of it. Without that pull, Earth would just fly off into space like it forgot its keys and kept going. Alright, let's move from the sun to the tiny guy standing way too close to it, Mercury. This planet is basically the friend who sits right next to the fireplace and then wonders why their eyebrows are gone. Mercury is the closest planet to the sun, so you'd think it's the hottest. But nope, Venus takes that crown. Mercury still gets wild though. Daytime hits around 430 degrees Celsius, and then at night, it drops to minus 180 degrees Celsius. That's not just a temperature change, that's mood swings. The reason? Mercury has almost no atmosphere. No air to trap heat, no clouds, no protection, just a naked rock getting roasted on one side and frozen on the other. Its surface is covered in craters because space rocks hit it all the time. There's nothing to stop them. Here's a weird one. A year on Mercury is only 88 Earth days, but a single day there takes 59 Earth days, meaning the sun rises super slowly, and your birthday comes way too fast. If you stood on Mercury, which please don't, the sun would look 3 times bigger and the light would be 7 times brighter than on Earth. Alright, time to visit Venus, also known as Earth's evil twin. Same size, same shape, but absolutely not the same vibe. Venus is the hottest planet in the whole solar system, around 465 degrees Celsius on the surface. Hot enough to melt lead, melt metal, melt your hopes and dreams. And the craziest part? Venus isn't even the closest planet to the sun. It's just built different. Why so hot? Because Venus has the thickest, meanest atmosphere you can imagine. Another wild thing, Venus spins backwards. On Earth, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. On Venus, it does the opposite. So if you lived there, your mornings would feel wrong every single day. The surface? Think volcanic wasteland. Crushed rocks, no oceans, no life, just pure chaos wrapped in yellow smog. Alright, after surviving Venus, let's take a breather on Earth, the only planet that's actually nice to us. Earth is the perfect mix of everything. The right distance from the sun, the right atmosphere, the right temperature, and just enough chaos to keep things interesting. About 71% of it is water, which is why from space it looks like a giant blue marble someone dropped on a black table. Our atmosphere? Honestly, it's doing overtime. It gives us air to breathe, keeps us warm, blocks dangerous radiation, and stops space rocks from smashing into us like it's a cosmic goalie. Without it, life would have tapped out billions of years ago. Speaking of life, Earth is the only place we know where life exists. Everywhere else is dust, gas, storms, fire, but Earth somehow has trees, oceans, sushi, dolphins, cities, and you. Alright, next stop, Mars, the red planet. Mars is basically the neighborhood's mysterious guy. Quiet, dusty, looks dramatic in every photo, and everyone keeps asking if he's hiding life. Mars gets its red color from iron oxide, which is just a fancy way of saying rust. The whole planet is basically one giant dusty rust ball floating through space. One of the coolest things about Mars is Olympus Mons, the biggest volcano in the entire solar system. It's about 3 times taller than Mount Everest. If Earth had something like that, it would turn into a tourist attraction with a very long waiting line. Temperature-wise, Mars is cold. Like, don't forget your soul-freezing jacket cold. It can drop to minus 80 degrees Celsius on a normal day. The atmosphere is super thin too, mostly carbon dioxide, so you definitely can't breathe there unless you're into passing out immediately. Let's be real. After Mars, everything suddenly gets huge. So say hello to Jupiter, the planet that basically said, I don't do small. Jupiter is the biggest planet in the solar system, and not by a little. You could drop 1,300 Earths inside it and still have room left for snacks. But the wild part? It's not even solid. It's mostly gas swirling around like the universe's biggest latte. Its surface, is covered in colorful bands and storms. And the most famous one? The Great Red Spot. That's a storm bigger than Earth that's been raging for hundreds of years. Imagine a hurricane so dramatic it becomes a historical event. Even though it's massive, Jupiter spins like it drank too much coffee. One full day takes only 10 hours. Fastest spinner in the solar system. After Jupiter's chaos, we get something that looks way too pretty to be real. Say hello to Saturn. If the solar system had a wow planet, this is it. Saturn is best known for its rings, and yeah, they're not just one solid ring. They're made of ice, dust, and rock pieces, all orbiting the planet like a giant space playlist on repeat. From far away, it looks smooth. Up close, it's more like billions of tiny floating shards. And here's something weird. Saturn is so light that if you could find a bathtub big enough, it would actually float in water. A giant gas planet just casually floating like a pool toy. The planet itself is mostly gas, like Jupiter, with no solid surface to stand on. So if you tried to land there, you'd just keep sinking into nothing. Not fun. Saturn also has a lot of moons, over 80 known ones. The biggest is Titan, which is actually super interesting because it has lakes and rivers, but made of liquid methane, not water. So basically, alien weather. Alright, now we get to one of the weirdest planets in the system, Uranus. First thing you need to know, this planet is basically rolling through space. Literally. Uranus is tilted on its side at about 98 degrees, which means instead of spinning like a normal top, it rotates more like a ball rolling around the sun. Nobody knows exactly how that happened, but something in its past definitely hit it hard. Because of that tilt, Uranus has some of the most extreme seasons in the solar system. Each pole gets around 42 years of non-stop sunlight, then 42 years of darkness. Imagine living somewhere where winter just doesn't end for decades. Visually, Uranus looks calm. It's a smooth blue-green color because of methane gas in its atmosphere. But don't let that calm look fool you. It's a cold, windy place with temperatures dropping to around minus 224 degrees Celsius, making it one of the coldest planets out there. Alright, last stop. And this one feels like the edge of everything. Meet Neptune. Neptune is the farthest planet from the Sun, which means it's basically living in permanent twilight. From there, the Sun looks like just another bright star in the sky. Not special, just there. But don't let the distance fool you. Neptune is not quiet. It has the fastest winds in the entire solar system, reaching up to around 2,000 kilometers per hour. That's faster than most jet planes. So imagine a storm where the wind doesn't just blow, it attacks. The planet is a deep, glowing blue because of methane in its atmosphere. And it looks calm at first glance, but inside, it's pure chaos. Massive storms form and disappear, including something called the Great Dark Spot, like Jupiter's stormy cousin, but moodier. A year on Neptune? Around 165 Earth years. So if you were born there, you'd never even finish your first birthday party in Earth time. Wild. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which planet blew your mind the most.